computer all froze for a second. Courtney here, the New Mexico Stitching Demon. It's been a bit. There's Jasper's tail wagging. Sorry I haven't been around for the last couple weeks, especially for Stitch With Me's. The other week we were up in Colorado Springs. Dane got himself a vehicle, a 2004 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo, and oh my god, he loves that thing. It is so nice. So nice. In fact, we took it yesterday to go shooting. Off-road, kind of. Especially since we've had some crazy snow and rain lately, and the roads were really muddy, so that was really fun. And while we were out there, obviously Dane's got an AR, and he was rapid firing it, and we got the attention of a forest ranger, park ranger, and he's like, oh yeah, you know, I just heard some stuff, and I just want to make sure everything was cool. What are you guys firing? And we were just showing him everything, and he was really impressed. Same dude got stuck. His truck got stuck in the mud, so we had to try and help him with his winch and everything. So that was a lot of fun. But also what we were doing up in Colorado Springs was getting my dress made, or at least started. He's just now leaving to go to the store. He's like, alright, I'll get out of here so you can do your video. Thank you. We got the form cut out. We got mock fabric made. The mock dress made up, which I also said, which I thought was cool enough to say, hey, I'd like it for a summer dress. Afterwards, and she's like, all right, fine. I mean, otherwise it's just going to sit there and do nothing, you know. So I'll be going up there again in August, if I don't go up any sooner. Because if keto keeps on going well, which it didn't for a week, and I'll tell you why in a second, I'm hoping to lose at the minimum 50 pounds. That would be really nice. I would love to lose more. I mean, we all would, but I'll be happy to lose 50 pounds. You know, be down to like something. Under 200. Under 190 would be preferable. So, preferable. We'll see. So, and then last weekend, I did not do a Stitch With Me. I didn't do anything except stitch and save my mental health, because so if you've been following along, I've been mentioning, you know, the fertility journey, going to go see a fertility specialist down in Albuquerque, and find out why we're unable to have children. Well, we've been doing tests, and Dan is fine. He's absolutely fine. We just expected that I had endometriosis, which is not something that prevents pregnancy. It can make it difficult, but it doesn't prevent pregnancy. What's preventing me from getting pregnant is that both my tubes are completely blocked. And we're not 100% sure why. I have a good idea. I was not a very... I had, you know, I mean... I was not a very... I'm not pure. I wasn't a saint, and I had my decade of fun. But now I'm paying the consequences. And this is my little PSA for you. Whatever you do has consequences. If you want to go out there and have fun, sleep around, do this, that, and the other, understand that there are consequences to that choice. Please be responsible. Please use protection. Don't make the same mistakes I and so many of other women have done. Just, you know, just don't. You know, sure, it's your body, your choice, blah, blah, blah. But if you're not careful, you'll wind up in my position where you can't have children, period. So the specialist told me, because when she asked, you know, have you had any, like, major weight changes? Have you had in the last several years? I'm like, well, you know, I did gain some weight going back, or starting to work at my desk job, but over the last year, I've lost at least 25, 30 pounds. And she said, okay, well, if you were having problems getting pregnant before that, then there is a less than 10% success rate for you, naturally. IVF would only increase those odds by about that much. And I don't have $22,000 to just throw at that much. So we're not you know, and Dane, bless his heart, was trying so hard to, you know, well, what about this? And maybe there's this option and that option and this option. And when we talked about even surgery, the specialist said it wouldn't help. In fact, surgery for blocked tubes has been known to make it worse. And she said, I know that's not good news. I know that's not what you want to hear. She goes, but I'd rather tell you the truth. And of course, while I'm bawling at this point, while she's telling me this, you know, I told her, I said, I don't want you guys to sugarcoat shit for me. Tell me like it is. I will, you know, it'll hurt less later. So I give mad respect for the people down in that. This was at Caperton Fertility Institute in Albuquerque, New Mexico. If you're in the area of the state of New Mexico and for your, you know, you're looking for fertility options and trying to figure out what's going on, go there, because they're direct, they're friendly, they're respectful, they're great. Now, I did tell them, because they told me go on a low-carb diet. Like the first appointment that I had, you know, and when we just suspected it was endometriosis, and he said, you know, to help with the inflammation that endometriosis can cause, I want you to go on a low-carb diet, because then your risks of miscarriage will go down at that point. We didn't realize, obviously, that it was going to be as big of a deal as, or big of an issue as it is. So, of course, I started keto. And I was doing actually pretty good with it for like 2 weeks. And then this last week, it went all out the window. Because, come on. I'm going to give you the worst news that you could possibly hear. Are you in the mood to eat a lettuce wrap after that? I sure shit wasn't. I ate Taco Bell. I had hamburgers. I had burritos. I just went off the rails. But we started back onto the keto diet this weekend, and because I'm not saying that I'm 100% fine. I'm not. I'm absolutely not. This is absolutely devastating to me. But I'm not, and it's not something that I'm just gonna forget or get over anytime soon. So obviously this past week I've been stitching like a demon, trying to get my mind off of things and just trying to focus that energy, because yeah, I have a lot of friends that are well-meaning, and I have people who are Christians and they're well-meaning, but it doesn't mean anything to me. When you say, oh God, blah, blah, it means nothing to me. I'm not a jackass, and I'm not going to tell you, don't tell me that. But understand what you believe, I don't believe, and what I do believe, you don't believe, and that's perfectly fine. If we all believe the same thing, we would be one boring group of species of people, of mammals. And yes, there are other options out there that we are considering later. Because as you can see, obviously you can't see my cursor mouse, but you see this brown piece of paper hanging on the wall? Dane put this up this morning, and we have already started writing on it. This is like, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. We're down to the last 6 months before our wedding. So we have, we've narrowed. I'm writing the guest list down for the people I was going to invite, and most of it's already in my bridal party. And the other people are like, maybe, Like we're really keeping this list very small. We're gonna get like the fanciest disposable plates and stuff, because we're having this whole thing at our house, and it's gonna be outside, and so obviously we wanna kind of like keep things in mind. We still got registries to do. We've still got a lot of things to do in the next 6 months, and he still needs to order his suit. I don't know if you can see that, but oh my God, I can't see crap. My vision's blurry. It's less blurry. My hair is growing out, as you can see. So that's my life update in the last 10 minutes. This month has been an absolute shit month. It was not news that I wanted. It was not news that I expected. Yeah, of course I still have to deal with endometriosis, big fucking deal. I don't care. That one I was prepared for. What I was not prepared for was your tubes are absolutely useless and your uterus is dead meat. I wasn't prepared for that. And obviously I'm still very much trying to process and deal and all that. So I'm not telling anybody this for pity and sympathy. I just want people to be aware that this does happen. This is not uncommon. And for me, I've been kicking my ass because when they were saying all of the ways that your tubes can get blocked, I was like, fuck, I've done that. And shit, I've done that. And blah, blah, blah. So be aware that all of your actions have consequences. And if you're not prepared to deal with those consequences, be it fertility or children, take precautions. Because I will tell all of the selfish bitches out there who think abortion is okay to solve a problem. Understand there are people like me who can't have children, who don't get that option, period, and would love to have your child. If you know that you're not capable of raising a child, consider those who would gladly trade your place in a heartbeat. So yeah, I have not a newfound disdain. I mean, I've had friends who have had abortions, and they've had the abortions for various reasons, and they understood. I wasn't happy about it, but it wasn't going to change the fact that I love my friends. I just don't have to love their choices. And if you're going to be selfish and say, well, I'm 16 and I didn't realize that having sex would make me pregnant. Well, guess what now, honey? Now there's an option that you have that doesn't include killing that life. And that's giving it to somebody who can take care of that life. I'm going to step off my soapbox now. And now we're going to do what we're actually here for, and that's cross stitch. Like I said, I've been stitching like a mad woman this past month. I've got my stack of whips right here. This is all for February. All I'm going to show you, and that's what I've decided, is that I'm just going to show you what I've done for that month, because obviously you're not going to want to see all my whips every update video. You're more than likely going to see, I probably do a whip parade at the end of the year, but I don't anticipate starting too many new projects over this next year. I actually have 2 coming up this week, starting today. In fact, as soon as I'm done with this and editing and uploading it, I'm gonna put it to the start, because you know what? And I didn't realize that I would actually enjoy having so many whips, but I love it because it gives me something, you know, exciting and new to look forward to. It's like, okay, well, I've been stitching on this for a few days, and I've been stitching on this for so many days, and now I'm going to start a new thing. And it's great. And it also, I don't know, I mean, just like the sense of, I got so much progress done in this first 3 days, now I got so much progress done in these 3 days. It's great. Absolutely great. So, shall we get to the whips now? Let's do it. So, we're going to go ahead and start with the focus piece. Obviously, the focus piece is 3 baby dragons. And this is going to be the focus piece until it's completely done, and I have a deadline for this. It needs to be done no later than this summer. This is 3 baby dragons from Shiny Sun's Cross Stitching, designed by Misty Woodkey, which I'm sure is pronounced incorrectly. This is about what it's supposed to look like if the quality was better. Y'all, for the month of February, I was on the phones at work for the month of February, so I managed to get a lot of stitching done between calls. Check that out. That's a lot of stitching. I think the last time you saw it, I was like somewhere here. That's quite a bit of stitching. I expect to, and of course the last row of pages are like half pages. They're not full pages. I am hoping to get this completely done this summer. And Dane has already got into his mind how he's going to build the frame. Because it is going to be a handmade frame. And then, I need to put their names on the list. David and Cheryl, hopefully if they come to the wedding in September, I'll hand it to them then. Otherwise, we have to figure out a way to mail it. That's cost effective. Oh, I give it to their daughter and she gives it to them. Because she's gonna be here. She has to be. She's my maid of honor. So there's that one. Which is not playing fair with the folding. There we go. That's better. Okay, so the first major piece that I started for the month of February, it was Map of Ireland. I started this January 31st, and I did this the 31st, 1st and the 2nd, Map of Ireland, designed by Sue Hillis, for Sue Hillis Designs. And I did a lot of this stitching 3 days. Wait till you see what I did in 3 days. It's insane. I'm very happy with myself. It's being done on 14 count natural Aida. This is a kit, and the floss is DMC. So there you go. That's what I got done in 3 days. I got the entire border of the country done, and I got started on the top eastern corner, which is Londonderry and Belfast area. And I would like to get this finished in its next rotation, which will actually be started on St. Patrick's Day. So that would be nice to get this finished, because all I have left is like the internal stuff and then the little designs, and then Ireland. It's raining. I love it when it rains. It's good news for us here in New Mexico. So there's that, and there's my little needle minder, a gift from Belinda, the Aussie Stitcher. Absolutely love this thing. She sparkles. I don't know if you could tell. Not really. Someday. Oh, there it goes. A little bit of sparkle. Love these needle minders. In fact, I ordered my first 3 on my own. I'm so excited. So the next one that I started on the 3rd, worked on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. This is Medieval Maiden from Cross Stitch Gold. I don't honestly remember. I have even looked at the issue and I can't find, like, it's the March, April, but I can't remember the year. It might be 2017 issue. This is designed by somebody. I'll put all the information in the description box below. That's for sure. So this is it's called Lady and Horse, but I call it Medieval Maiden because that's kind of like the tag that they put for it. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm doing this on hand dye 28 count, which is the called for. The 28 count is called for. The floss is DMC and the Mill Hill beads, and I'm doing it all in the called for colors and everything. So there you go. Haven't gotten a hell of a lot done, but I think I got a hell of a lot done for being on 28 count. You have to remember, this is the first, aside from the one super secret project in January, but this is like my first like big 2/2 project that I have ever done. The border is done in gold metallic, and then of course the DMC grays, and then of course TARDIS needle minder. I'm actually surprised that the needle's still on there. That makes me happy. It's very pretty. So pretty. I decided to start with the horse instead of the maiden, only because it was like, it's like the far left, and then I just kind of work my way this way. So I'll do the whole horse, and then I'll probably do the girl. The next one, to be fair, I don't remember what it's actually called, but I call it Old Ship. It's from Riolis. It's designed by, I'm going to ruin this. For anybody that's watching this from Russia, I apologize in advance, but I'm not Russian, and I've never spoken Russian, so I'm going to butcher his name. Probably. Created by Andrei Snetkov. I've been calling it Old Ship. It's done, I worked on this February 7th, 8th, and 9th. It's on 16 count Aida, which is provided. The floss is provided Rheoless cotton. And I'm not a fan of it. It shreds really easy. I mean, I like the effect, but for the most part, I'm not a big fan of the type of floss, but it's nice, you know. And this is all I've gotten done. This is just the sky for the first page. And you can, obviously, you can see that there's going to be a ship there. And of course, another mermaid needle minder from Belinda. The TARDIS needle minder is also from Belinda. So, there's Old Ship. I don't remember if I have it for this month to work on. Obviously, I'm going to tell you guys my plans for March, but so there's that. That's going to be fun. It's fun to work on. It's just not my favorite floss to use. On February 10th, 11th, and 12th, I worked on Let It Snow, a Snowed Ink Creek pattern. I'm doing this on 18 count Aida that I hand dyed. It's funky colors. I'm mostly doing this in the called for. I'm just not doing the weeks that it works. I actually made a copy of the key because I wasn't gonna because this is kind of like, I would say I can't show you the pattern, but it's like the pattern is like this, right? And so I have to put it on my whiteboard, magnetic whiteboard, to make sure that it doesn't get all fucked up. I don't know who designed this. It just says Stony Creek Collection Inc. 2015. But the designer, his or herself, if you know, tell me. I don't know. I like it. But this pattern, I can tell you right now, doesn't like me. I can see, again, sort of. So that's as far as I've gotten. I miscounted in there. And usually, not a big deal. Just, you know, kind of work with it. But it was going to screw up, that snowflake, and then the snowflake there, and then everything down here. But, so I had to, frog out all this work that I did on the E and the T, and so I took all of that out and just re-stitched it. And that was on day 1. So, let it is where I'm at right now. With some trees and some snowflakes, which, oh, there you go. You can kind of see it now. The snowflakes are done in pearl cotton white. I've never worked with pearl cotton before, and I actually like it. I like the effect. It's really pretty. But it's going to be fun. This is going to be a long hanger. When it's done, I'm going to hang it up in my office during the wintertime. So, of course, little dragon to melt all the snow with his fiery breath. Also, from Belinda, the also Stitcher. Okay, so, this next one is going to be a lot more fun than I expected it to be perfectly honest, because I was like, oh my god, I really literally have to do everything twice. It's a table runner. This is the first table runner I've ever done. And this is called the Frightful Forest Table Runner. It's designed by Eric Shipley for the Just Cross Stitch magazine. I don't remember which issue. I have it. I can tell you that. I really ought to have written it down on my stats sheet. Maybe I'll do that later. I'll remember for next month. All that stuff. So this is what it's going to look like. It's actually a really cool design. I'm only going to show you one half because obviously it's a table runner. It's being done twice on 2 huge pieces of Aida. Not just you know, half of the Aida and then the other half of the Aida and then just kind of, you know, for the middle. No, this is being literally done on 2 huge pieces of Aida end to end. And this is where I've gotten so far. Now imagine I just did that twice. Except for the fact that on this half, on this half I got started on the road. Come on, fucker. Can you see? You can see. And it's literally, I gave myself a, hello? Okay, I'm being stopped. I gave myself about an inch on the bottom because obviously they need to match up and then get sewn together. So, and then of course for this little needle minder I've got Tinkerbell. I can show it to you correctly. Sorry. Drives me crazy too. Badass little Tinkerbell. And yes, if you noticed, I do keep my needles in there so I don't lose them. Yeah, I know they're cheap, but still. And then here's the second half of it. And on this one, I haven't started on the road. Tell you what, though. The counting, I only had to do the counting for the, obviously, the triangular bit. Everything else was just like mindless, monotonous, go up, go down. And I'll tell you what, that is like the perfect kind of stitching when you don't want to think, when you've had a bad day, when you're paying attention to something else, because I don't even remember what we were watching when I was doing it. But it's perfect. I love that kind of stitching. It's gonna be cool. Dane measured it that if we put it on the kitchen table end to end, it would just fit. But I probably won't put it on the kitchen table. I don't know. Now, this next one. Try not to cry again. Because this piece is going to be the most meaningful piece that I'm going to be working on ever. Because I started this the day that I found out I cannot have children. February 22nd, 21st, 22nd, 23rd. It was a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Thursday, obviously, I was off work because I had to go down to Albuquerque. It's a 2.5-hour drive from my house, roughly. And then Friday, I mean, yeah, I have bad news. I want to go to work. This is Persephone. This has more meaning to me than any other cross-stitch project I've ever done or ever will do in the near future. If you know the story of Persephone, she's basically Hades' bride. He took her down to hell and he wooed her, and she fell in love with him, and when she's gone, it's fall and winter, and then when she's back, it's spring and summer. Her story is just, like, I think, one of the greatest Greek love stories ever. I have only been working on the background. I'm not going to start her until all the background is done, and even including the border. So, now for 3 days, one of which I didn't expect to be home because I didn't think that the news was going to be that fucking terrible. But obviously Persephone, designed by Nora Corbett from Memorabilia Designs. The fabric is 32 count. It is no longer 32. Okay, so the fabric that they provided in the kit that I got. If you like that witch hilt stuff, great. I thought it was garbage. And I told Dane to get rid of it because it was too stiff. You couldn't work with it. And I couldn't see the holes. Like, at all. I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to work with this? This is ridiculous. So this is... Oh, please, I'm making notes. Cool. Okay, so the fabric is 32 count pink champagne from Color Cascade. Okay, there it is. It's like, where'd my needle go? That's pretty damn impressive for 3 days of stitching on a memorabilia. This is being done 2/2, obviously. I'm doing all of the called for threads, including the Karen water lilies that were provided. One of them is espresso. I forget what the other one's called. It's in my box. So yeah, I worked out a lot of frustration on this piece. Normally I don't backstitch as I go. I did for this one only because, one, I wanted to make sure I was going to have enough fabric at the end of it, and I do. I have just enough fabric for framing. But I love this fabric, first of all. Second of all, I love this the Karen Water Lilies floss. It's like butter. It's just so smooth, and there's no or hardly any fraying. And that's all I've been working with. Well, no, that's a lie. The back stitch is in $37.99 DMC, but I mean, it's friggin' gorgeous, dude. I absolutely love it. And this fabric was gifted to me by Belinda, the Xstitcher, as well. And like I said, I did this 21st, 22nd, and the 23rd. 3 of the roughest days I've had so far. When I went back to work on Monday, I almost called out because it was so hard for me to get through the day. But I did, and I cried a lot for 2 days. Okay, so the last thing that I did in the month of February, leading into the month of March, and then of course this is going to lead me into my March plans. First, I need to see. I'm pretty sure I do have. You think I would have figured this out or done this before I started filming? But that would make sense, right? And at what point do we make sense? But I wanted to see if there was a before picture. I'm sure there is. It's not going to pop up because it's being an asshole. So, if there's a before picture of this, I will show it here, and I will. So, how I figure if I'm going to do like before and after pictures is I will actually literally stop the video and then restart it, and you're not even going to notice. So, if I manage to find a before picture, which I probably did, I will go ahead and insert it here. Okay, and if not, then you just saw me just like do that for no reason. So this is what got me from February 28th to the 1st and the 2nd of this month. Is I Love Dogs by Artiste Mini. When last you saw it, I had just gotten Brutus done and the border, and then I got Bosco and Sadie in. And I will be doing the back stitching on this at the very end, because there's just so, well, I mean, there's not like a crap ton, but there's a lot, and I hate back stitching. This is a Zweigart design, designed by Cooler Design Studio. So if there's an actual designer, I don't know. It's being done on 14 count 8 of white, provided, because it's a kit, and this is where I'm at now. It's a lot for 3 days, man. Got him in, got her in. I was up till after midnight working on Bosco. One, I was catching up with Lucifer because the new season's going to be dropping pretty soon. And I didn't realize it was so late until Dan came home, and he had gotten off at midnight that night. I'm like, oh, it's that late? He goes, yeah. Whoops. So I got him done, and then I got Sadie done, and then I'll probably start Tito, the little chihuahua, in the next round. So, not too shabby. And I kind of like triple did the needle in there so that it stays. Because when I pulled it out for this rotation, it had coming out. It had fallen out. So there you go. Those are my whippies for the month of February. plans. Let me tell you the plans for March, because obviously that's how I have my stack going. And then I will tell you, and then I will show you. In fact, I'll just show you right now, because technically. All right, there. So the plans for March, I expect to probably have definitely one finish, a page finish, maybe a third finish, like an actual finish. I don't know. We'll see. But to start off the month of March, so this is how I'm going to do it. Like anytime that I have a new whip, which I hope isn't going to be too often this year, but who knows? I might just get a wild hair and be like, you know, I've gotten so many finished. I think I'll start so many new projects. This summer, I'll talk about that here in a second. But let's do it for the month of March, and then we'll discuss. So what I'm starting today is Butterfly and Bluebell. It is a Zweigart kit made in Moldova. It's with anchor thread. And this I'm doing for my friend Diva, who left us for a better life in Texas. And of course, obviously, the fabric that they give you is regular 14 count, I think. No, 16 count Ada. But I decided, there we go, that I wanted to dye it a little bit. Give it a little bit of pizzazz. Hopefully, this is showing up in the correct way to you guys. Because the butterfly is supposed to be here. And then the bluebell there. It's supposed to be how it... Oh. Because we kind of wanted it, like, you know, that sunshine. And then, you know, just a little bit of, like, spring, you know, blah. We just, you know, light dye. Didn't want to go too crazy, but just give it a little bit of a pizzazz. So, that's what I'm going to start today. I took a look at the pattern, and I'm just like, if I don't get this done in 3 days, probably won't. I know it'll get done in the next rotation. Put that there. So Wednesdays is still focus days. They'll be focus days forever. Thursday I will be starting Butterfly Fairy. It's a Dimensions kit, and I'm doing this from my friend Anna at work. And what you can't see is it says, "May you touch dragonflies, dance with fairies, and talk to the moon." And I think I had even discussed that she had picked this one over all of the other fairy patterns and kits that I had going on. And she's like, I love this one the best. I'm like, alright, there's a lot of freaking pink. But that's okay. And tons of black, which is ridiculous because it's on black fabric. Fine, whatever. I guess, well, I mean, the butterflies are black, if you can tell. So, you know, it does give that little bit of a dimension. Oh, stupid. Anyway, this was designed by Julie Fain for Dimensions, and I will be starting that on Thursday, 7th. It's just on regular 14 count black Ada, nothing fancy. And I'm one of those, like, I don't care to a degree unless it's like that stiff witchel cardboard fabric that's just that was garbage. Like literally, I was like, how do you guys work with that shit? Because I was just like, I ain't even gonna try. Couldn't see the holes. Didn't help that I had been crying that day. A lot. But, to be fair, I could see the holes on this one, and it's supposed to be the same count. Figure that one out. Whatever. Throw my hands up. I didn't even want to deal with it, because I was like, even trying to put it in my Q-snap, and it's all fish. Like, didn't do anything. Fine. So, I didn't bring out the pictures for everything, but I might actually include, them after this video, so that you'll be reminded and you'll get to see, in April, what I did. And if I manage to correctly edit earlier for the I Love Dogs, then I'll be able to do that a little bit more frequently. Because at this point, it's just progress. Because, I mean, besides Butterfly and Bluebell and Butterfly Fairy, I have no other whips. No other new whips. No new starts. But that might change. We'll see. So, for the plant... Sorry, I just got all up in your face. But you should be stitching instead of looking at me. So, what I plan on doing for the month of March is 3rd, 4th, and 5th, I'm working on Butterfly Bluebell. Wednesdays are all focus. 7th, 8th, and 9th, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, that's Butterfly Fairy. Followed by that will be the Taz, the Looney Tunes one that I didn't finish the last round, but I guarantee I'll probably have it done on Sunday anyway because it's so small. 14th, 15th, and 16th is Monopoly. I guarantee I'll have a page finished because all I have is just like one little freaking icon, which I could have finished, but rotation was over. 17th, 18th, and 19th, so starting on St. Patrick's Day and the following Monday and Tuesday, I plan on working on a map of Ireland. The 21st, the 22nd, and the 23rd is I Love Cats. Ooh! Speaking of the 21st, there was another reason why I started the Memorabilia when I did was because that was for Belinda's birthday sale. And as far as I know, that's the only birthday sale I'll ever do because I don't do sales. But I love Belinda. So I did it. I started it on her birthday in Australian time. And it was really fun. It was really fun to do. So yeah, 21st and 22nd, 23rd of March, it will be I Love Cats. Do I expect to finish it? No, but I'm pretty sure I'll get a lot of progress in that one. 24th, 25th, and 26th is Medieval Maiden. For my birthday, 28th, 29th, and 30th, I will be doing the focus piece for Baby Dragons. And then on the 31st, I'll be going back to Ornate Butterfly, and that will lead me into April. April's plan. So I've already done the plans for the next 2 months. The 4th, 5th, and 6th of April is Old Ship. 7th, 8th, and 9th is Persephone. 11th, 12th, and 13th is Butterfly Ball. 14th, 15th, 16th is Frightful Table Runner. 18th, 19th, and 20th is Let It Snow Banner. 21st, 22nd, 23rd is Legend of Dragoon. And then for the rest of the month, it's going to be 3 Baby Dragons. Because the way that I figure out my rotations is that, once all the whips are done, is, I was going to put Butterfly and Bluebell, as you see. But I'm like, I don't want to do, if it's not a focus piece, I don't want to give it more time. You know what I mean? And then, once, this rotation is March and April. That's done. So a brand new rotation will start the first week of May, and that'll be a brand new whip. And I'll probably put Butterfly Bluebell there, but we'll see how much I get done during its rotation. Now, what is your problem? Bandit? Started growling for no reason. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, I've been getting the YouTube itchy nose like crazy. Driving me bonkers. So, the summer that I keep hinting at. We had decided that because of all of the wedding stuff that we're doing, we're getting married at the end of September, that we were not going to do any major Christmas gifts this year for anybody. Not even for ourselves. We got married. We are each other's gifts. That's the way that we see it. I may or may not do some cross-stitch ornaments for family. And family only. And by that I mean just our immediate families. No, extended families. But I don't know. And if I do decide to do that, then I'll be adding that into June or July. We'll see, because my rotation months are my rotation is, it completes 2 months. So then my next rotation would be May and June. So theoretically, I wouldn't be starting them until July, the beginning of July, and then, excuse me. How much time do I want to devote to them with all the other whips I've got going on? So, but we'll see. We'll see how things kind of roll at that point. I mean, I also anticipate being, if not fully done, then completely done with 3 baby dragons by then. Because I'm, thankfully, my supervisors at my job think I'm a pretty cool person. And they allow me to stitch between calls, between cases. If there's plenty of dead time between work and there's not a whole lot going on, they're not complaining that I'm stitching. Especially since this month, I'm in intake back office, which means I call people. Hi, this is Carmen calling from BBB regarding your application for BBB. Do you have time to do an interview that we scheduled for you? No? Bye. Click. Benefits closed because you didn't show up for your interview. Oh. Just kidding. I wouldn't do that. I'm not a dick. Much of one. So anyway, I do have, so I've got my planner, my little happy 2019 planner, all set up to go for March and April. Not only the month, but also the, by the week. Let me show you. So just, you know, as an example of what's going to be coming up. So there's Butterfly and Bluebell, oh gosh, and Butterfly Fairy, and then into Taz. And then I've been trying to like keep up with like little notes. I've been trying to, like, 21st, happy birthday, Belinda, Australia time, and then, you know, sad news, and this is how much I got done, and like right there, the Frightful Table Runner, both halves. Borders on both halves done, got started on road on one half. So, you know, it'll be nice to see later on when everything is like done and I have these for, you know, for posterity. So that's all I got for you guys. It's March. Here's another important reason for March. I was born at the end of it. My birthday's the 28th. And as it turns out, that's another thing I was going to say, that I have been watching some floss tubers. I got caught up on Jessie Marie does stuff. I have decided that if you have more than 20 videos, don't expect me to watch all 20. I will watch the last 9 and consider myself caught up. Jessie has about 2,274 million videos, and I was not going to watch all of them. I tried. I really did. Sorry, Jessie. I really did try. But I was just like, nope. So I watched the last 9. And then you know, and maybe it's just me, but I think that she's really grown as, not only as a stitcher, but as a person, since her earlier videos. She's much more accessible. Like, she seems to be, her humor shines through a lot more. Her personality shines through a lot more in her videos than they did years ago. And this is just my perspective. So they were a lot more entertaining to watch more recently than they were back then. So I think she's come a long way, and since she's been doing FlossTube, and I really enjoy watching her stuff. I really enjoy seeing all of the cross stitch that she's done, and all of her plans that she continuously changes. But you could just see like how much she enjoys doing everything that she's doing, and it's fun. It's fun, and you get motivated to stitch more while you're watching her videos or stitching to her videos. So she's you know, she's a great inspiration, that's for sure. And then I started, I also got caught up with Yvonne's videos, Yvonne the Owl Stitcher. Given everything that's going on with her, I'm not surprised there hasn't been, I dropped my thingy. There hasn't been a new video since November. I think it was like mid-December or somewhere around there, she had shown us our Christmas tree, which was really, really pretty, and that she had been planning, and it was just gorgeous. She obviously, for obvious reasons, with the tragic loss that she has endured, I don't expect her to put out a brand new video anytime soon. But this is my take on Yvonne. She's the kind of person that if you're having a bad day, she's not going to let you remain having a bad day. She has such a positive attitude. And she's just like, she's got that southern charm that's so infectious, and you just can't help but laugh with her, at her, but in a good way. She's just so lively and fun, and I just enjoy watching all of her little finishes and all those little, and her Dobo. I love her Dobo. And, you know, she just seems like one of those people that, like, you just want to be around. She's so warm and inviting in all of her videos. We miss her. I miss her. I mean, I haven't known her very, very long. She doesn't know me from anything, because why would she watch my shit? But if she did, I would be honored if she did. But she's just incredibly warm and lovely, and my heart goes out to her for what she's been going through. And then Michelle Bendy Stitches. Obviously, I wasn't going to watch all 97 of her videos. I watched the last 8. There was the one with the live stream. That one I kind of missed, because I don't watch live streams on YouTube often. And it wasn't, you know, anything against Michelle, because let me tell you about Michelle Bendy Stitches. Or let's start Michelle Bendy Stitcher. If you haven't watched her, you need to, because she is just everybody's friend. Is she somebody that I would agree with on everything? No, absolutely not. Her views and my views don't necessarily always clash or connect. I don't care. She is just so positive, and she has so much love and so much positivity to bring. She doesn't let her politics or her beliefs or anything negatively impact anything, because it's like she doesn't want to alienate anybody. And that is how it should be. I believe these things, she believes these things. Some of them might mesh, the rest of them won't. And that's fine. I want to be her friend. That is how she makes me feel. It's like, you know what, Michelle? I just want to be your friend. And if she watches my videos, I would be very surprised. But she's so cool. And I love her. She, like, and if you've been watching her videos, and even if you haven't, you need to, because the way that she finishes some of these things is so unique and out of the box that, like, I would never have even thought of it. Like, or one of her recent finishes was Minerva, and she did it like in the circle thing, like wall hanging, and I was like, I wouldn't have thought that. And then like the little like bird feeder thingy candle holder, I wouldn't have thought of that. Mind blown. I mean, that is why I love watching other cross stitchers on YouTube, whether it's floss tubers, hobby tubers, cross stitchers, Xstitchers, is because you get ideas and you start to steal each other's ideas. Yes, I said that, because we're giving each other ideas on how to finish things, on what to stitch. If you never considered stitching something, why not? You know, or if you'd never thought that this would be something that you would be interested in, why not? Like, I've never been into needle minders until I have all of these needle minders, and I'm like, I can't live without them. I must needle mind my needles on my fabric. It's perfect. And then of course there's all the stitchers that listen to audiobooks while they're stitching, like Jessie Marie, like Jules cross stitch, Stitch and Jules. Thank you. And like 90% of other stitchers out there, because we're stitching. You read, you're taking away from stitching time. I have a wall devoted to books in our spare bedroom. That's our library. It's going to take me years to get through them. I just got back up into Agatha Christie. I'm not reading all of her books this rotation because I've read a lot of them already. I just started reading Murder on the Orient Express. Do I have it? Oh, it's in my bedroom. On my nightstand. I don't know that I read it. I don't think I have. But it's a Hercule Poirot book. I mean, and it's one of her most famous books. But I digress, kind of. I love to read. And I actually do like audiobooks. The problem is that I don't want to download Audible onto my Fire and then like, oh, you have no more space. Thanks. But it is something that I've been considering, and like Jules and Jessie Marie, and I think Bendy Stitchy was talking about it, but I'm sure somebody else was, and they're like, you gotta try this, you gotta try this. And I'm like, maybe I will. I even told Jules, I'm like, you're making me want to do this. And I think that's something that's really great about this community, whether we agree with FlossTube as a whole or not, whether we agree in certain things or not, is that we're very encouraging. There's a connection there that we didn't expect there to be, you know. Thanks to Tori, Hobby Stories. What's up, Tori? I, on occasion, do haul videos. I've been wanting to do, you know, like what we eat. But obviously in the last week, it's been kind of, you don't want to see that. But we might. But we're kind of like, because we're trying to get more into fresh eating, we'll be buying more things on the fly. We'll see. In fact, we're having cauliflower pizza for dinner tonight. So good. Oh my god, it's so good. So yeah, those are my shout-outs. And then I want to welcome all of my new subscribers. I've been noticing in the last month, I think I've gained six new people. You know who else I need to get back subscribed to is Kay, at Kay's Cross Stitch. It's not that I don't love Kay. The reason why I unsubscribed from so many people, because I was watching Stitcherista and Kay and Mackenzie and Emily C. I resubscribed to Emily C. It was just because I was in a slump and I was just like, screw it. And I just unsubscribed from everybody. Kay, I need to get back to you watching your videos. And of course I'm not going to watch a billion of them. Probably watch the last 9. Is because she also is one of those people that I want to be friends with. Because she's just such a positive person. And she's just so friendly and has this personality that's just very magnetic, and I enjoy watching. Here's the thing with the people that I watch, is that if I don't think I will get along with you in real life, I'm not going to watch your stuff. And I think that's how a lot of us are. It's like, I don't think we would agree enough on anything for us to be friends in real life. So, unfollow. Or, you know, skip or whatever. Like, I know that there's a lot of such. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to do that because that's just rude. But I know that there's some floss tubers, YouTubers out there that a lot of you guys like, but aren't my jam. Just like I'm not for everybody. I get that. You know, we all appeal, and, you know, Sam and I have talked about that too. Sammy J. Stitches, we've talked about that a couple times, that not everybody is going to appeal to everybody. Her audience is not my audience. My audience is not Oddsy Stitcher's audience, and her audience isn't going to be, you know, somebody else's audience, and that's just how it is. But there's still some commonalities that keep us coming back to each other. You know, that, you know. So, I have been, you know, Regina, the Sweary Stitcher, she's been putting together the Super Secret Project, that I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know about. And I can't wait to see a video about that, because it looks fucking amazing. She had to ask me, she goes, are you going to come to one of the Stitcher retreats this year? And I'm like, I don't even know which one to go to. She goes, you got to go to the one in San Antonio, the Mary Billy retreat. I would love to go to a retreat. Okay, let me rephrase that. I think I would enjoy thinking about going to a retreat. It's not that I'm not extroverted. I am probably more extroverted than most of you guys. That's not the thing. This year is very bad for me to plan trips when I got a wedding to plan. I got a honeymoon to plan for next summer. We're dealing with all of this emotional shit because of the fact that I am barren. So I was thinking of, we were even thinking about going to California in August to go for my BFF's boyfriend's 40th birthday. But with everything going on, we're just not going to be able to make it, and I feel bad, and I really need to tell him that. If you guys are watching, sorry. So we're not going to be doing that. There's things that we would love to do, but really our trips can consist of just going up to Colorado because it's right there. Or to Albuquerque because it's right there. But like big major trips that we would be gone for days, it's just not going to happen. And I would love to go. And everybody talks about these Stitcher retreats. And it would be fun. And I'm sure I would make some friends. But I can't make it this year. So while you guys talk about the New Jersey retreat, the Mirabilia retreat, the Stitchathon, StitchCon, whatever, just know that I am going to live vicariously through you and look forward to seeing everything that you guys experienced. I know that there's a lot of Stitchers that are like, oh, you've already seen so-and-so do this because of that, and da-da-da-da. Show me anyway, because I really want to see, because your experience would probably be different from somebody else's, and yeah, you might have gotten some of the same stuff. I still want to see it anyway. So I can be like, it's very pretty. You're right, that is very pretty, and I want to see it again. So show again. So, yeah, I'm not going to be able to make it to any of those this year. Maybe next year, maybe 2021. Let's set that goal for me for 2021, that I go to a retreat. Maybe. I don't know. And that's, we'll see. So again, that was a long way of saying hi to all the new subscribers. Welcome to the madness and the craziness that is the New Mexico Stitching Demon. Obviously, as you can tell, I swears a lot. And it's not something that I intend to, obviously I do have respect for my elders in person, that I'm just like, no, I'm not going to swear around my grandma because I know what that would do to her heart, and I'm not going to do that, so. Did I tell you guys how my grandparents reacted to their Christmas gifts? Probably did. I had made my grandma a sneezy handkerchief. Excuse me. I had made my grandma a sneezy handkerchief, and I made my grandfather a Steamboat Willie's pillow. And the pictures that my dad sent almost made me cry because it looked like my grandfather was busting out into tears because they loved it so much. I was like, oh. So it meant a lot to me that they actually appreciate how much work I do and all that I did for them. I didn't get a whole lot of Christmas gifts from the rest of my family. I don't care. That didn't matter to me. Got a crossbow for my honey. And yes, I did go and shoot him yesterday. It was so much fun. What matters to me is the fact that they appreciated the gifts that I sent them. And that to me is the best gift, is seeing their reaction. And even my sisters and my brother, they all enjoyed everything that I gave them. So, in their own way. So this video is probably long, but what do you expect from an update video? So those are my plans. Those are my whips. Those are what I intend to do for the rest of my day. And the rest of my year. If I'm not gray by September, I'll be surprised. But thankfully they're stitching, right? This has been literally my therapy, especially this past week. I will be doing a Stitch with Me today. In fact, as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to start the Butterfly and Blue Bell. I think I'm going to go ahead and do a Stitch with Me with that and make sure that my thing is charged. 66%, it's not bad. And I'm going to do that for you guys. Doubt there's going to be much talking because obviously I've done so much talking now. Probably just do one with that repeat music. But you'll know because I'll put a title card that says, sorry guys, no chit chat or something. I don't know. Anyway, you guys have a great day. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the month of March. Wherever you guys are, especially out on the East Coast, I heard that there's another storm about to hit y'all. If it hasn't hit you already, I hope you're prepared. Be warm. Be safe. Don't go outside unless you absolutely have to. And for everybody else, just be kind and be loving, and take care of each other. We're not all the same, and that's what makes us great. So you guys have a great day. I will see you guys later for Stitch with me. Peace.